Alright, here we are at the Cheek household. This is my favorite meal that my wife Shauna cooks. Hey Shauna. And she just went to the store. We're having beef stew. And I absolutely love this meal. She only cooks it usually when it's cold outside, but I like it all times of year. What do we have here, Shauna?
This is just stew beef.
Okay.
They didn't have any at the store this morning, so I just bought a roast.
Okay.
And then cut it up. I mean, that's all stew meat is.
Okay.
And then I am browning it here in this pan.
Okay.
In a little olive oil.
So stew meat, how much stew meat?
About 2 pounds.
2 pounds for a family of 4, 2 kids. And you just cut it up and you're browning it in olive oil and salt and pepper.
Yep.
Alright. Alright, now we've set aside the stew beef to rest, and Shauna's cooking some, or chopping some onions.
Yes, they're making me cry. Every time.
Try not to cry. So, onions are next here.
Yeah, and you don't have to chop them really small because they cook down in the broth for so long, they just kind of disappear, so.
Okay. I love onions. And where's this recipe from?
Well, this is my granny's recipe.
Mm-hmm.
She's passed it down. It was something she came up with, and it's something I grew up eating. And it was one of my favorite things, and it's like a special thing that she does for us.
Uh-huh.
And when I got married, she made me a cookbook that had all of the things that she had made for me and my brother that we loved. And this was in there. So I started making it for Sean, and now I can't ever make it enough.
No, it's my favorite. I hog it.
I'm just adding a little bit of the fat back in the pan.
Fat from the beef. Okay.
But all this stuff that looks burnt, that makes it look like I messed up, is actually really good. Gives it a lot of flavor. And while you're browning the onions, it doesn't really, it comes off really easy. So we'll just kind of make these soft. Okay.
How long do you cook them for?
Oh, maybe about 5 minutes.
5 minutes on like high or?
About a medium-high heat. I don't want to burn them, so we just want them to get soft.
Okay. Okay, and just so everybody knows, how many onions was that?
2 medium-sized onions.
2 medium-sized yellow onions.
Yellow or white would work.
And then it was 2 pounds of stew meat, okay?
Yep. So
and
next
now,
I'm going to add
now show them how you're doing that, the garlic, because I didn't know how to do that a couple of years ago.
2 cloves of garlic. What you do is you smash, when you take the head out of the garlic, you smash it so you can peel it.
Smash it with a knife.
With the side of the knife.
Okay.
And then
peel the
skin off, the papery skin, and you chop. And Sean got me these super sharp knives for Christmas.
Yeah, we keep cutting ourselves.
I don't keep cutting myself.
And it's so sharp you don't even know it till you blood's on you.
Okay, so I'm going to add, this is 2 cloves of garlic.
Okay, 2 cloves of garlic to the onions. How long have the onions been cooking?
About 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
And make sure you shake the bottle up a little bit because stuff settles at the bottom.
Okay. Didn't know that. 2 tablespoons, you said?
1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon, okay. 1 teaspoon.
I mean, you could add that much. And then I'm going to just wipe this out because I'm going to add half a teaspoon of paprika.
Or as Paula Deen would say, paprika.
I said I wasn't going to say that, and I did.
Alright, paprika, how much again?
1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon paprika. Okay.
And so even though I added a little bit of salt to flavor the meat, I'm going to add, I usually add a little less than a tablespoon of salt.
Okay.
And then pepper.
Season.
Just to whatever your preference is. We like a lot of pepper, so we add a lot of pepper.
I do. Okay.
Okay. And usually, if you have like ground up spices or dried spices, I like to put it in the pot before you add water or any liquids because it kind of wakes up the flavor a little bit.
Okay. So these spices before liquid.
Yeah.
And what's the cooking time total on the onions and everything, that mixture there?
Oh, I don't really cook the garlic much.
You
So
put lemon
just
in
as long as it takes you to put it all in.
Okay, so half a lemon.
Yeah, you want about a tablespoon, so.
And that's neat, you just do it through a strainer.
Yeah, to catch the seeds.
Okay, so both halves.
It depends on how big your lemon is.
And here's Evan. What do you want, Evan? Another game?
Huh?
All right, just a minute.
Okay.
Just a second.
So I'm going to add my beef back.
Okay, we'll add the beef back.
In.
Yum.
I'm going to kind of stir it around a coat. My pan is hot. And you want to make sure you're using like a Dutch oven or a cast iron pot, something that has a really heavy bottom, a copper bottom pot.
Okay.
It just looks better.
You use that pot for everything, I think.
I do. I need another one, Sean.
Okay.
Okay. So I have some water that I've had just on the burner. It's probably not boiling yet.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be boiling.
You just want it to be hot so it doesn't cool everything off.
Yeah. And I'm just going to add it.
And how much water is that? Just a kettle full?
No, I just cover the meat.
Okay.
Oh, now it's boiling.
And that burner off, yeah.
So you just kind of push things around a bit so that it all gets mixed. And then before you put the lid on, the last thing you want to add is a dry bay leaf.
Dry bay leaf.
I mean, I guess if you have not dry ones, you can use that. But
okay.
I'll put 2. I like the flavor that it gives, so I'll put 2.
I think I've eaten those before by accident.
Ooh, you're not supposed to. And I'll just double check. Make sure I have everything in there.
Okay.
And I do. So I'm going to cover it slightly, let it come up to a boil, and then I'm going to lower the temperature to about medium low, and then I'm going to let it cook. I like to let it cook for about 3 hours.
Okay.
Until the meat's really just pulls apart.
Very good. All right, is there potatoes that go in there or anything? Or?
Yeah, later.
Later on. Okay. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, it's been about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. And let's see, where did we leave off? You put the...
We had put the beef in the water, covered it with the water, and then brought it up to a boil. Mm-hmm. And we had it covered. Okay. And then, I mean, it like boils down a lot.
Right, I had to add some water.
And then I added a lot more water too.
Okay.
So now I'm just cubing up my potato. I peeled it.
Potatoes? What kind of?
Just a russet
potato?
White potato.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How many potatoes are you going to put in?
These were about medium-sized potatoes, so I'm going to do 3.
Okay. But you wait to put those in. You put those in at the end.
Yeah, after your meat's already cooked, because this is only going to take, 20 minutes or so.
Soften up.
To soften up. And I always choose a russet potato because it's real starchy, and it helps kind of make everything thick in your stew.
Just so they know, so the meat was on like low or something?
Yeah, a medium low.
Medium low for about 3 hours.
And we'll add these, and then I'm going to get the carrots cleaned up and added to the stew pot in just a sec. Okay.
Okay, now we're getting some carrots chopped up.
Yeah, you want to just kind of go for about the same size as your potatoes are. This dish doesn't have to be pretty. I don't think it was designed to be pretty. It's just designed to taste really good.
And it does. So how many carrots?
I added about 4 large carrots. Peeled, washed. Oops. Okay, so you add your potatoes and your carrots, and now is when you can taste the broth to see if it needs any more salt or pepper. So did you taste it?
I just tasted it, and I think it could use a little salt and pepper.
Let me taste it. I don't know.
I like a little more salt than most people. So.
Yeah. You can just add salt to your liking. It can usually handle a little more because of the potatoes. So.
You can always add more, but you can't take it out.
Right. Yeah, don't add too much. Because too, it really concentrates the flavors from your meat braising. When you lose all that liquid, the flavors are highly, highly concentrated. So you want to make sure you taste it. All right. So when I added the water, I had added just cold tap water. And so it wasn't quite up to a boil yet. So when you add the potatoes, it comes to the temperature at the same time. So your potatoes cook more evenly.
Oh, so you did that on purpose.
Yeah. And so now we're just going to let it come up to a boil and probably, I don't know, boil about 15 to 20 minutes.
So after it's boiling, 15 to 20 minutes, and then it's ready?
No, there's one more step.
Oh, okay. We'll do that later?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we're at the final stages here. You want to fish out a potato and you want to be able to put your fork in and it just kind of fall off. And then sort of the same thing with your carrot. You want it tender that the fork can go through it easily. So you can either eat it at this point if you like it this consistency, or you can do what we do. And here I have a 1/4 cup of cold water.
Okay.
Or no, 1/2 cup of cold water.
Okay.
And then I add about a 1/4 cup of just white flour to this.
So you're going to thicken it up.
Yep. And we're going to just shake this up until you know the flour's dissolved.
Okay. Yeah, I like it thick. I like it to stick to the bread.
Okay, so you kind of move the stew over a little bit if you can. And you just sort of add this in stages. So I usually add about 1/2 of it.
Just a little at a time.
Start around. Because I don't want it to be too thick. I mean, we want to eat it out of a bowl, not on a plate. Okay. So you can kind of tell where it's going. And I think we had added enough water, so I'm going to use the whole thing.
Well, it smells good.
It does smell really good.
The whole house smells like stew. It smells good.
Okay, so you kind of sort of let this come to a boil again. And if you want to, here's where you can find your bay leaves and take them out. But here you have it.
Very good. All right, just give me some garlic bread and I'm ready.
Yeah, we usually have garlic bread with it, and I like coleslaw with it.
Yeah.
So there's a traditional Texan, Central Texas.
And you're making it when it's
yummy.
Not cold outside.
I know, because I love you.
All right. All right, we'll be eating it in a minute, I guess. Okay, back from baseball practice, and I'm very hungry. So here's our stew. Oh, so good. Tastes like it always does. Very good.